Okay, so continuing on with our third objective for Chapter 4, solve problems involving proportions. It's important to remember that there are two kinds of proportions, direct and inverse. So once again, a direct proportion is a proportion where one side increases, so the other side increases. One side decreases, the other side decreases. Whereas an inverse proportion means that there are two quantities that are said to be inversely proportional if an increase in one quantity leads to a proportional decrease in another quantity, or if the decrease in one leads to an increase in the other. So let's consider this manufacturing word problem. And once again, with word problems, remember we want to make sure that we underline the important information as we read through the problem, because there can be distractors in this information. But we really wouldn't know until we read through the whole problem and set up our equation. So here we have a manufacturing problem. It says a large production job is completed by 4 machines. Okay, it says large production job. That might be relevant. It might not be. We don't know yet. But what we do know is that it was completed by 4 machines in 6 hours. So on problems like this, I like to draw pictures just so I can kind of visualize what it is that we're talking about. So let's just imagine that I have 4 machines. Lovely art skills. Alright, so 4 machines took 6 hours. I'm going to put me a little clock here. Make it 6 o'clock on the clock. So 6 hours. The job is 4 machines in 6 hours. The same job. Same job. So that means we got an equality here. So this ratio of, we have 4 machines in 6 hours, must be the same size job, must be finished in 2 hours the next time it is ordered. How many machines? So, same job, this time 2 hours, and we want to know how many machines. How many of these? We don't know. Alright? So, let's think about it. If you have 4 machines that do a job in 6 hours, if you get that job done more quickly, the same size job, same size, and you get it done in 4 hours less than the previous job that had 4 machines, wouldn't it reason to be that if you're doing the job in less time, that you would have more machines? So we're going to call this an inverse proportion. It is proportional, but inversely. So this is that inverse proportion where if one goes up, the other goes down. So in this instance, if the time increases, the number of machines is going to decrease. So if we did this job in 12 hours, that means we probably don't have as many machines. So in that same sense, if we do the job in less time, that's going to mean that we have more machines. So normally we're looking at these two equalities here, or ratios. And this is how we're going to pose it. The ratio of the machines and I know some of you guys got confused when setting this up, is equal to the ratio of time. So if we were to set this up like we've been setting these proportions up, we look at the machines, so we have 4 machines. Let me put that down here. in 6 hours over how many machines, we don't know. In 2 hours. However, this is an inverse proportion. So we need to switch these two, and this is where some of you got confused when you were doing your diagnostic test. So we're going to rewrite this. It's an inverse proportion, so we flip-flop these two. It's an inverse. Machines go up, time goes down. So when we switch these, we put that we have 4 machines over, we don't know how many machines, is equal to 2 hours over 6 hours. This is our inverse proportion because we set it up like we normally would. 4 machines, 6 hours, we don't know, to 2 hours, but then we flip them because it's an inverse relationship. The more machines we have, the less time it's going to take. So we flip-flop this here and came up with 2 over 6. So now we continue with the process where we do the cross product rule, cross multiply or the butterfly, and we do like this to show our work. Continuing on. We now have that 4 times 6 is going to be, we're going to show our work. We're going to have 2, and I'm going to say x. I'm going to replace that question mark with an x, because that's what we're looking for is the x. So 2x is equal to 4 times 6. I'm just showing my work, how I got from here to here, my thought process. I know off the top of my head that 4 times 6 is 24, but I want to show my work and the thought process that I'm using to arrive at my answer. So, I'm going to rewrite this. Now that I'm showing my work here, showing that I'm multiplying the 4 times the 6, I'm going to rewrite it and say that 2x is equal to 24. Alright, we need to get that x by itself, so we're multiplying the 2. To get the x by itself, we're going to divide, and if we divide, we have to divide on both sides. The 2 cancels out there, and so we're left with, continuing to show my work, x is equal to 24 divided by 2, and 24 divided by 2 is 12. So x equals 12 machines. Box out answer, there you go.